Hello, hello! Today I have an updated nail care routine to share with you. This is definitely my #1 requested video. I do already have a nail care routine. I will link that up in the corner. But most of the products that I mentioned in that video are either no longer available or I no longer use them. So this is going to be updated with everything that I currently use, and in the description box I will link any products that I possibly can. I also wanted to preface this by saying I am in no way, shape, or form a nail tech, a professional. I don't claim to be, I don't want to be. This is simply what works for me, for my nails. Everybody's different though, but this is mine. So I figured there was no better time to film this video than when my nails are absolutely destroyed. We went on a vacation, just got back, and haven't had time to do literally anything to them, so my cuticles are really gross. I have like chips. So if you're interested in seeing my personal nail care routine, keep on watching. So the very first thing that I do is I remove my cuticles. I do typically use this Sally Hansen one. It's more of a like thicker kind of gel remover, and I do like that. I find it's easier to control. But I do also have a bottle of the like Blue Cross one that you can get on Amazon. They both work. I just like the consistency of this better. I do find it's easier to control. And along with the cuticle remover, I do have 2 metal pushers that I use regularly. The first one is this rounded one. It is double-ended, so my smaller nails and my thumbnails. And then this one that's also double-ended, it's got the little pointy end to one side for getting in my cuticle, and then I use this side for scraping off anything that might need scraping. I also will clean under my nails with this one as well. If you're not comfortable using metal tools, which I don't recommend if you're not, I also will from time to time use an orange stick. Again, this one is double-ended. It's got this side for pushing back your cuticles, and then it's got the pointy side. Mine is absolutely filthy, I'm sorry. It's got the pointy side here for like scraping off your cuticles. But for today's video, I will be using my standard typical metal pushers as well as the Sally Hansen cuticle remover. So I do just apply a little drop of this to my nail, and then I spread it along my side walls. I will let that sit for a good 15 seconds while I apply it to the rest of my nails on one hand, and then we'll move on to the next hand. So I do have my cuticle remover on all 5 nails on this hand. I will go ahead and push my cuticles back using my metal pusher, but again, if you're not comfortable using a metal pusher, I would recommend using an orange stick. I've been using this particular pusher for many years, so it's very comfortable for me. I'm just very gentle, very not scraping my nail bed at all. And then once that is done and I have all of my cuticle off my skin and a piece of glitter on me, I will take the other cuticle remover tool with the pointy end here, and I will scrape along the sides of the edges just to get out any nasty dead cuticle that is left there. So at this point I will soak a cotton ball in alcohol and wipe off my nails from that cuticle remover, just because it's not something you want sitting on your nails. And I do have a whole nother hand to get through before I can go wash them. So my next step is generally to soak a cotton ball in alcohol and wipe my nails off. Doing this will also help dry my skin a little bit quicker, which is generally not something I want, but in this case it does show me where I have extra cuticle that was left on my skin that can be removed, or left on my nail that can be removed. And then I will also, and I realize that this is a controversial thing, but I will also occasionally take these little cuticle clippers if I have anything hanging around my cuticle area that needs to be snipped off. I don't necessarily recommend that again for everybody, but I do a lot of swatching and my cuticles need to be nice and cleaned up. If I had plenty of time, I would just continue to push them back with the remover, but as I don't, I sometimes am forced to have to take my cuticle clipper and remove things that are hanging out. But in the meantime, this can be taken care of with a couple swipes from my sharp end of my tool here. But I do have a little piece on this nail that I can show you what I'm talking about, so I don't actually clip like my live skin. This is already what's up and it's already dead. I'm just helping to clean that up some so I can have a good swatch photo. I barely take anything off, but it does give me a nice clean surface to work on. So this is the point in my routine before I wash my hands after I remove my cuticles that I like to file my nails. My favorite nail file are these glass ones from What's Up Nails. Mine is absolutely filthy. This one in particular has lasted me an extremely long time. I've had this one for years. It still files beautifully. And then I also really enjoy the Live Love Polish glass file as well, but my What's Up Nails is kind of like my ride or die, so I typically reach for him. And I'm not going to do much filing on camera. I actually want to take my nails down lengthwise quite a good bit, so I'm just going to show you how I file, and then I will worry about filing my length down a little bit later. So I typically will lay my hand down flat and then lay my file down flat as well against this and then run it along this side, and this just kind of ensues that I get a straight edge without really having to worry about like what shape I'm going for. So I will do this generally in one direction, until I am happy with my length. But like I said, I'm not going to file my length off today. I am just going to show you that that's what I do, and then after that I will take it along my sidewall just to sharpen my edges again, mostly because it looks better in swatch photos. If I did not swatch, I would not do this step at all. So then after this part's done, as far as my filing goes, I will just take the side of it and I will scrape down that hard edge against the free wall, and then I will clean under my nail with this as well. And now I get to wash my hands. So some of you may or may not know, but I am thoroughly obsessed with the KB Shimmer Sugar Scrub, and this scent Freesia is going to be in the February polish pickup, so this one will be available soon. They do have other scents available on their website though, so again that will be linked in the description box below. But at this point in my routine is when I will use this stuff to wash my hands with. Now it doesn't have any antibacterial properties. You can't exactly use this to get your hands clean, but it does soften your skin really beautifully, and this scent in particular is fantastic. So this is generally, why can't I pick this up? A little bit more. This is generally the portion that I use to wash my entire hands with. What I will do is just take it and then like rub it into my cuticle area and then wash my hands as if I was washing it with soap. So you don't need a ton of this, but it does do a fantastic job at moisturizing, and I really enjoy this. So I do make sure to scrub it in all as much as I can, and it softens everything real nicely as far as what we just did. So now I will, rub into my other hand and then go wash it off. That's already starting to feel so much better. I do have a couple more steps that I do. So let me just go ahead and say right now that what we just did, I do maybe once a week, typically every other week. What we are about to do is what I do every single day. So we're entering the portion of the video that is more regular for me. So my next step is actually something decently new to me. I've never been a huge fan of using lotions. I feel like they don't sink into my skin well. They don't do a whole lot for me. However, this Anchor and Heart Shape Shift hand and body lotion is absolutely fantastic. I will never be able to use another lotion like I do this one. I actually have 2 other bottles of this and in the exact same scent. This scent is Moon Emotions. Because I really liked it. So this is where I'm at in my current bottle, and all I do is, you know, apply like a lotion. So I will get some. I wish I had autofocus on my camera. And get some, and then I will just rub this into my entire hand area. And then, you know, generally up my arms or wherever else I'm feeling like I need to rub some lotion in. But this is a really beautifully formulated lotion. So you will kind of notice maybe that the next portions of this video are very brand heavy to Anchor and Heart Lacquer, and that's generally just because she makes absolutely fantastic body and nail care products. This video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by them, but their nail care and body care products are absolutely beautiful. So that's all rubbed in. I do let this sink in for just a second before moving on to my next step. So my next step is also from Anchor and Heart Lacquer, and this is their Siren's Cure Cuticle Cream. Mine is in the scent Marriott Cranberry, and it is a beautifully scented like cuticle butter. However, the other cuticle butters that I've tried kind of just sit on your nails. This one truly absorbs. Like, I don't know what she does differently to other makers, but this one really absorbs and it works really beautifully. I do also enjoy the Lily Ann's Garden. I realize this says somewhere that it's a lotion, but I use it as like a cuticle curly as well, and it does work really well for that. I don't particularly like this as a lotion, but I do use it on my hands and in my nail and cuticle area. So I used to use this one quite regularly. This is like maybe my 3rd or 4th jar. It does work really well before I found the Siren's Cure. So now this is my go-to. The other one does work really well as well though. So all I do is take like literally the tiniest little amount of this stuff. I do need a little bit more than that. So that's about all I use for 10 nails. And so just dab. Oh, that was way too much. Sorry. No, I guess we're just going real heavy in this today. But yeah, I will just take it like this, and then I will rub it into my nails like so. And then I do let this absorb fully before moving on to my next step. Alright, so this next step is probably, to me, in my opinion, the absolute most important step in this entire video. I do this application of cuticle oil many times a day, and this is the only thing that I do more than once a day generally. Sometimes I will if I have like a lot of swatching to do, but regardless if I'm swatching or not, I will apply cuticle oil at least 4 or 5 times a day. I'll do it after my shower, after washing hands, and I change a lot of poopy diapers as of right now. So I wash my hands quite regularly. I use cuticle oil quite regularly. I use it before bed. I use it when I wake up in the morning, and my favorite right now is the vitamin C cuticle oil from Anchor and Heart Lacquer. This one is in the scent All of You. I do have a few other ones, but cuticle oil is cuticle oil in my opinion. Some work better, some absorb better, but if you have any kind of cuticle oil, highly recommend, like even if you have coconut oil, very nice and moisturizing on your nails, and it will promote growth, it will promote strength. I think this is definitely the most important step, so I will stop talking about it. But my favorite applicator is these doe foot brush, or not doe foot brushes, I'm looking at a different one. These God, what are these called? Brushes. But then I also really like these doe foot brush ones, and this one is from Chirality. I always say that wrong. Chirality. It's from them, and it's also really good. I do have quite a few cuticle oils though that I really enjoy. So once my other stuff is absorbed, I just take my oil pen, completely open it up, and then give her a little run around my cuticle area. I generally like to also run it under my nails. I feel like it probably does nothing, but it feels like it does something a little bit extra. So that is practically my last step. I will let this absorb entirely before showing you my last step. So once my cuticle oil is completely absorbed in, and this one does absorb rather quickly, I'm not entirely absorbed, but by the time I'm done talking about cuticle oils, it will be. My absolute favorite cuticle oil right now is from Anchor & Heart Lacquer, and this is their Iron Anchor Base Coat, and mine is in the scent Baby Shark. I find I get the longest lasting manicures with this base coat, as well as stain prevention. I also have some pretty bad ridges in my nails. I don't know if, yeah, you can see them. I don't buff those out, but if I have a bad ridge, I will use this base coat, and it's not like the best at filling my ridges. My Cuccio base coat is generally the one that I go to for ridge filling issues if I'm having like a bad ridgy day, but this is my go-to base coat for practically everything. It's pretty good at just about everything, but I do get the longest lasting manicures with this one. I also get pretty good wear time out of the Under a Hula Moon base coat. It's a really good base coat as well. I think these blue tinted ones are generally my go-to base coats. Again, this one has pretty good stain prevention and a really good wear time, and then if I'm wearing something that I know stains really badly, I will use the Super Chick Lacquer Bring It On base coat. But for today's video, I am going to go ahead and stick with my Anchor & Heart Lacquer. So here we go. We are just going to apply a nice thin coat of this, and obviously base coat's not something I wear at all times, which is why I said it's kind of like my last step, but cuticle oil is also kind of like my last step. I do a lot of swatching, so I will apply a base coat whenever I plan on painting my nails, as I do today. So my base coat is on this nail. I'm going to get it on my other 9. So this base coat does dry really quickly. Generally by the time I'm done applying to all 10 nails, I am ready to actually polish. So there we have my updated nail care routine for 2020. I've been doing this general routine for a while now. So this is just updated products and things that I've been doing. Again, I am by no means a professional, just an enthusiast. And if you're interested, I do have more videos coming that aren't swatch and review videos, so stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video. Let me know if you guys do anything different. If you have any product recommendations, I would be happy to try things out. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.